I'm Miles, and welcome to Fridays on Gay Five Ways. This week we're talking about porn. Now, you may notice that this is yet another new backdrop. Look at the lovely city skyline. Ooh, San Francisco, folks. Yes, George and I are living like vagabonds lately since the fire. What do I think about porn? Well, I think that it's actually a pretty complex topic. On one hand, it provides a lot of employment and a lot of gratification for many people. On another hand, it can be objectifying and it can create some unhealthy images as well as unhealthy notions about what sex should be. Then again, in some places, porn can give a better sex education than school can. Believe it or not, I actually deleted all of the video porn off of my computer a long time ago. It was just eating up space, not being watched. For as much as I appreciate it, I don't really watch porn. I certainly like looking at pictures of hot naked guys, but the video stuff for some reason doesn't really do it for me. Of course there are exceptions, but in general, it's just not really my thing. Now, the other guys have talked about how porn doesn't realistically portray sex that you would have with another person in the real world. And I have to say kind of yes and no. I have had quite a bit of very porn-like sex in my life. I've also had a lot of sex that was nothing like porn whatsoever. The thing that probably bothers me the most about porn is bad acting, the bad writing, the contrived scenarios, basically anything that's trying to turn it into a higher form of entertainment than just footage of sex. Porn certainly does have its redeeming qualities. As I mentioned earlier, it provides employment for a lot of people. For some people, it's a way out of poverty, out of a really isolated situation. They may be able to get enough money to move out of their parents' house and go to another city and start a new life for themselves. It's also a form of work that's uniquely situated to people who either prefer it or have certain physical aspects to their bodies that are widely appreciated. And this is important for people who may not be able to be competitive in other areas of work. You don't need to graduate high school to do porn. You just need to be able to look pretty and follow directions. Porn can be objectifying, but in my experience, men tend to not mind that as much as women. So in gay porn, it seems to be less of an issue. Men tend to not be sexually objectified as much as women out in the real world everyday life. And when it does happen to them, it tends to be more or less on their own terms. I'd say overall, I think there are less negative associations generally with gay porn than there are with straight porn, but still, it's something that really has to be taken on a case-by-case basis. Some studios treat their performers very well, others really don't, and none of that really seems to have much of a bearing on what turns people on and what gets people off. Trying to be an informed consumer of porn is maybe the best thing that you can do to contribute to making porn better. Other guys already talked about how the majority of porn doesn't usually reflect real life sex. I'm gonna leave that alone, except to say that I have never fucked a pizza delivery boy. Last week, I'm sorry guys, I'm really sorry that I missed last week because it was Gay Nerds Week and that was something that I really was looking forward to talking about. I tried to make a video last week, but with all this moving around and school and everything, I was really tired, and every time I tried to start making a video, you could hear the neighbors crying baby, and I just decided to give up at some point. I very much consider myself a gay nerd, and I think George, my boyfriend, does as well. Gay nerds are very common in San Francisco and the whole Bay Area because there are so many technology companies here. I think gay nerds are a legitimate sub-community that need to be recognized because, at least in my own experience growing up, I was bullied for being gay, and I was bullied for being a nerd completely separately. these two things carry their own baggage with them, and when they combine, it creates its own unique experience. That being said, of the gay nerds that I know here in San Francisco, I'd say most of them in some way or another sort of fit into the gamer community that Nolan mentioned. Well, I don't want this to run too long, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this here. Devin, I will see you on Monday. Bye.